Okay, so I've got a message for all the moms out there that are just super tired, that just don't feel good, that are just feeling completely drained. So this is coming from because I've been basically talking to a newer client all morning long through text message. And what she was telling me is something that I know a lot of you moms can relate to. So I wanted to discuss that. So basically this mom, I don't know, I think she's got like 5 kids or something like that. And she's exhausted, right? So this new client of mine, she's tired all the time. She wakes up tired. She goes to bed tired. She's seeing a doctor. I guess the doctor told her or put her on some type of medication to help her tiredness. And what happened is she ended up like feeling even worse. Like she got even more irritable. She couldn't think clearly. Then she got off the medication and she had all these withdrawal symptoms. And she's just so tired that she's falling asleep in the car line. She's falling asleep in between sessions. Like she's just drained completely. And all she wants to do is feel good. She doesn't even care about losing weight or anything like that. She just wants to feel good. And so the thing is, like, this is the kind of work that we do inside the self-mastery program, because there's some unconscious patterns that are driving her inability to take care of herself. And so number one, these unconscious patterns are not allowing her to feel good. And then number two, it's keeping her stuck in, at the weight that she's at. Even though like weight loss isn't her number one goal, it'd be nice to lose some weight, but she just wants to feel good. So what is going on with her is she's essentially always putting herself at the end of the list, right? So she's got all these kids to like run around to school and trips and make dinner and clean the house and And she also has a job and she also works out. And so essentially like by the end of the day, she's putting every single thing and every person in front of her, and she's taking care of everyone. And at the end of the day, there's just no energy left to take care of herself, right? To give herself the same love, the same nurture, the same care. And it's interesting because this is what happens with moms, right? Because it's like they do all these things for other people, and at the end of the day, they feel completely drained. But at the same time, they also feel like almost at peace because they've like done their job, right? They've like done, they feel good that they took care of others. But they are the ones that are sacrificing themselves in order for other people to, to feel good, or, I don't know. Yeah. They're sacrificing themselves in order to take care of others. And when we do that over and over and over, that is what leads to just complete breakdown of the body, and just complete breakdown of your well-being and your happiness and your peace and your love and your joy. And the thing is, it has nothing to do with like, my client, she was like, oh, well, I've got to. So she essentially, I wanted to talk to her today because she needs somebody to talk to. And she's like, well, I can't talk at all because I'm booked all day until 5:30. And then I'm booked all day until 11 tomorrow. And then we're leaving for a road trip, or some type of trip. And I was like, well, why can't we talk after 5:30? And she's like, well, I can't talk after 5:30 because I need to make dinner, and then I need to pack everybody's clothes for the trip, and I need to get the house ready so that, everybody, so that it's ready to come back to when we leave, or like when we come back home after the trip. And I'm like, well, why can't you ask somebody for help, or why do you have to make dinner? Why can't you just order food too? And it's like, it's really interesting because we make these excuses of why we have to do all these things. Like I have to take the kids to the whatever practice. Like, why can't the husband do that? I have to clean the house. Why can't we hire somebody to clean the house? I have to make dinner. Why do you have to make dinner? Why can't the husband make dinner? Or why can't you just pick up some food? Like we have all these excuses, but the thing is that we attach ourselves to doing all these things because that's where most moms, like that's where they feel valued, right? That's their job. They feel like they're worth something when they're doing all these things. And that, like, what would it mean if I didn't do that? You know, like my client, she was like, yeah, well, you know, I know that I should be putting myself first, but then when I start putting myself first, people start saying like I'm not nice and I'm mean. And I'm like, exactly, right? So moms struggle to put themselves first because they're afraid of what that looks like. You know, they're afraid that it's not nice, or it's selfish, or it's mean for you to, you know, take care of yourself and maybe go meditate, or, you know, go to the spa or something, instead of, you know, doing all the chores and running all the kids around, and, you know, and asking for somebody to help to do that instead of you doing that, right? And so this is this fear of not being liked, or fear of being judged as selfish or as not a good mom, tends to be the thing that drives women into these cyclical patterns of putting themselves at the end of the list over and over and over. You know, and this is why, and like, you can get stuck here for eternity, right? For life, if you don't change the pattern. Because my client, she's like, oh my God, I desperately just want some peace of mind. Man, I just totally want to feel better. But then on the like, so she says she wants one thing, but the second, you know, but the moment that she tries to put herself first, she doesn't allow that to happen, because she's afraid of what people will think of her, you know, or even how she's going to think of herself. Like, she's not valuable. She's not a good mom. So basically her worth, all of her worth is tied into fucking doing every single thing for everyone. And as long as that is there, then you will never ever feel good, you know, and you will never ever create like vitality. You'll never create that well-being, that peace, that love, that happiness, that vitality in your body, you know? So, you know, it's, and the frustrating thing is that you think that there's there's, the mind thinks that there's a benefit to putting others first, right? And the benefit is that, oh, I'll be loved, I'll be valued, I'll be seen as a good mom. And yet the thing is that what happens is when you put yourself at the end of the list over and over and over, and you drain yourself energetically, like, you have nothing to give, you know, and you can't show up in the same way as if you were full of life, full of energy, full of love for yourself. You know, like, you're not going to be able to put in the same amount of connection and love and joy and fun with your kids or with your friends or with your family when you're just completely drained and wrecked. Like, all you want is a freaking break. Like, you just want to chill out. So you can't even fully be present. So then how good of a mom, you know, really are you? Good, you know, if that's the case. And then not only that, but, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. But the other false benefit is, yeah, so basically it's a false benefit, right? That I'm a good mom if I put others first, but then it's like I'm not really able to show up fully because I'm not putting myself first. And the other thing is that when you take care of yourself, you teach others how to take care of themselves. So if you're a mom that's always taking care of others and you're never taking care of yourself, then what does that mean to your kids? Your kids are going to learn how to not take care of themselves, right? And so then they're going to probably take on the same patterns that you take on of needing to do all these things or have all these things to feel good enough, to feel, to feel like worthy. They're going to need to make a certain amount of money, or they're going to need to do things for other people or look a certain way, you know, as opposed to really valuing themselves and taking care of themselves. Because if everybody just took care of themselves, then nobody would need to be taken care of. So if you can take care of yourself by way of you learning how to love yourself and take care of yourself, you then teach others how to take care of themselves, your friends, your family, everything. And then all of a sudden, everybody's very much empowered on taking care of themselves. And the thing is like, in this world, most people are not taking care of themselves. And as a result, they find themselves super, super drained, eating food for, you know, replenishment, nourishment, even though that's not what they need. What they need is rest and just like care, you know. They find themselves, you know, also all sorts of diseases is where all the disease comes from, because the body's not at ease because they're not taking care of themselves. So imagine a world if everybody took care of themselves. Imagine how much, like there would be no disease. There would be no, all these like gas issues and bloating issues and hypothyroid and autoimmune issues, all of this stuff, right? And there wouldn't even be any struggles with food either, because you learn how to connect to yourself. You learn how to take care of yourself, in a way where you like listen and you want to replenish your body with quality nutrition. So this is just like, I just wanted to share this because so many moms, the reason why they can't lose weight is because of this self-love pattern. And the reason why they don't feel good is because of this self-love pattern, this lack of self-love, lack of self-worth, lack of feeling deserving enough to put myself first. And so long as that pattern is there, which just so you know, like this is usually handed down from your childhood, like this client in particular, nobody taught her how to love herself. Her mom was like an alcoholic, and nobody really nobody taught her how to love. She just asked me the other day, she's like, I don't even know what love is. Like, I don't even know where to start, And for another example is like she's packing for this trip, and she's like, I got to pack all these clothes for everybody else. And I knew that like part of that she wouldn't even pack for herself. It's like, you may as well just bring a trash bag, wear a trash bag, because that's how you treat yourself. You'll make sure everybody else is taken care of, but for you, like, fuck it. Like, what's whatever, and it's that kind of mentality that keeps women just fucking drained, just so fucking drained. And this is the kind of thing that makes the body shut down. Like the whole nervous system shuts down. You can't lose weight. You can't feel good. You can't absorb nutrients, like you start getting all these food sensitivities and gas and bloating and all this shit. It has nothing to do with the food or your schedule or your work or your husband or whatever. It has everything to do with you and your inability to put yourself first and to love yourself, to take care of yourself. So if you're stuck in this situation, ask yourself, like, why don't I love myself? Why won't I put myself first? Why don't I give myself love, nurture, and care? And you're going to come down to there's some type of fear to putting yourself first. Like this client of mine, she's afraid of looking a certain way. She's afraid of being seen as not nice, or being seen as selfish, right? And, the thing about that is that the selfishness, it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's just there's like this belief there because there's so many women that don't put themselves first, and then they think that is selfish if you do. Selfishness is the judgment from somebody who is deeply disconnected to taking care of themselves. Selfishness is the judgment from somebody, especially women, who's deeply disconnected to taking care of themselves. Okay? And you'll notice that the women who say, oh, that's not nice, or that's mean, that's not a good mom, they're the ones that are like they don't feel good at all because they're not taking care of themselves at all. And they're probably overweight, and they probably hate themselves, and they hate, and yet they're just bending over backwards doing everyone for everything. So it is selfish for you to not take care of yourself, because when you shine, like you're going to help others shine. You're going to be able to, when you feel your best, like there's a certain energy that you bring into the household, like you bring life, you bring fun, you bring joy, you bring positivity. And when you've got nothing left, you're just getting through it. You're just trying to get through. You're just dragging your feet through, just trying to get through the day. And there's no connection there, because you can't really connect even to somebody if you're not connected to yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself. You're not able to be present, really completely there in the moment. Okay. So, anyway, so just something to ask yourself if you're a mom and this is what you're struggling with. Like, this is the kind of stuff, just so you know, like we cover in the self-mastery program, because it's this lack of self-love that is driving your inability to lose weight. So it's not about changing up your food or changing your workout. Like, that shit's not going to do anything. In fact, that probably will make it worse, because now you're so consumed about what food should I eat and what workout should I do, and you're just that's the last thing you need, right, is more obsession and more neuroticness around what to do and how to do it. What you need is learn how to breathe and take care of yourself and put yourself first, and listen and learn how to trust yourself, and, you know, build trust by like listening to your feelings. Am I hungry? What am I hungry for? Oh, I need a break. Okay, I'm going to give myself a break, you know. So, but yeah, so this is more, it's inner work. It's real self-love work. This is self-mastery, essentially mastering your energy, mastering your body, mastering your mind, the beliefs that are up here telling you that you can't rest, that it's selfish to do that. You know, mastering, just the way that you show up in the world, essentially, so that you can feel good. And when you feel good, the weight comes off naturally. So anyways, if you're interested in the self-mastery program, reach out to me. We are going to be starting here in the next week or two. And I do have one spot left. And so I hope you guys learned something. I know that that's something that's super common. I've got a lot of mom clients that can relate to this. So I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that can relate to that as well. So anyways, much love you guys, and we'll see you guys later.